KB ear F1. If the Moondrop Canas Pro are what killed my channel, these are what brought it back to life. The owner of this company, or a representative, or whatever, contacted me somehow and asked me if I would be interested in looking at their products. They actually specifically said, because they had heard I was such a professional headphone reviewer. So, at first I was like, I don't really care. I didn't really even look at the email. Didn't look into the company. But I saw these and thought they were so interesting that I had to take a look. So here we go. And not in there. I wanted to show this to you guys because I thought it was funny. In the strong noise subway, even if the surrounding environment's noisy, but because of the sensitivity of the ear, which can be adjusted, people even can hear the sound in this occasion. Adjusting automatically in such case, people even can sleep in this environment. I have no idea what that means, but there you go. You get 3 sets of tips, small, medium, large. In here was the cable, and guess what? It's not in there anymore. You also get these tips, which I don't really count because they're pretty bad. I think these are the KZ Star tips or something. I didn't care for them, so whatever. Anyway, blap, and fuck. Oh shit. There we go. Alright, let's look at them. So you got the little KB logo there. Interestingly enough, no left-right indicator on the earphones themselves. It really doesn't matter. I have them so that the little KB logo faces forwards, but it doesn't matter at all. There's a left and right indicator on the cable though. That's all that really matters. Really interesting design. It's like an acrylic type of housing. Just a single BA. And presumably this is like a little dampener for tuning, but there's no tubing or anything. It's just the BA straight into the nozzle. Hopefully there's some dampening in there. And it is, if I can do it, MMCX. So there you go, MMCX. And click, clack. So I do like this housing design. It's really interesting. It's completely sealed, so I don't mention isolation very much because it's usually just a wash. Sealed units often perform a lot better than units that use a dynamic driver and have to have venting. Deep insertion obviously is the best, but isolation on these is really, really good, depending on if you can get a good fit with the ear tips. And I believe you will, because these are quite good ear tips. I like them a lot. But just know that the fit is probably hit or miss. If you don't get a good fit with the provided ear tips, maybe try some other tips. If you're not interested in maybe having to source other tips, then whatever. I got a good fit on these, but I will say that a slight tug on the cable does kind of move them out of my ears pretty easy, so I wouldn't use them for something active. It's just if you're sitting down on a bus or on break at work or what have you, these are fine. Basically none of the housing will come in contact with your ear. It's just the ear tip inside of your ear. So I don't find them uncomfortable at all. It's just that any little tug on this cable will pull them out, and it kind of sucks. But I like them overall. The cable, it's like a 2-core section here, really shiny, thin, supple. I like this cable quite a bit. It's not like super duper bougie or whatever, but it is. I like it. Here's the split, some strand leafing on the bottom and then on the top into a 4-core section. Real cool braid there. It's like a chain link kind of thing. Some strand leafing there and a straight jack. Onto the sound. Now that we're already very far into this video, the bass is a little bit odd. It's like a flat bass profile, but it's also like a 5 decibels boost profile. You don't get like a whole shitload of bass. Sub bass, you do get some rumble. The bass is definitely there. People are often worried about BAs, having absolutely zero bass. I feel like they have a decent amount of bass, and they still have that kind of analytical BA bass profile where you can really easily pick out different bass notes. It's not so boosted that it kind of blends together, and you just, you kind of have to pick one or the other. You either get bass where you can differentiate every single bass note and go, oh yeah, that's definitely this kind of bass note, and that's definitely that kind of bass note. Or you get bass that you can kind of more feel. These, if you look at the graph, go ahead and look at the graph. It's kind of like a flat bass profile with a dip in the mids more than, 5 decibels over the mids. It's more like there's just a dip in the mids. It's kind of odd. The mids themselves, I think, are good. They're not great. If you need super nice mids, these probably aren't for you. Like vocals and stuff just aren't super impressive on these. But I think they are pretty good. They're not bad. And the treble, if you look at that graph, the graph will probably scare you. It doesn't look pleasant. There's like a big spike and then another big spike, and it's kind of a scary looking graph. But I can tell you that the treble on these is not scary. There's no sibilance, there's no pierce. It's actually very smooth. It is pretty bright, but it's very pleasant. I would call these overall kind of a neutrally flavor of headphone, with a little bit of extra treble energy. If you've never heard a set that has accentuated treble done well, these are those. I think the accentuated treble on these is very nice. It's very smooth. Despite what the graph looks like, it's quite good. And to top it off, soundstage, imaging, and instrument separation on these is all great. Step above average. Not the absolute best performing, but pretty close. Really good in that department. These are actually, in my opinion, really fucking awesome for death metal. Any kind of metal. I was listening to a couple of my old favorites, and I was just like rocking out with these things. Electric guitars sound really good through these. Vocals, a little bit less so, but it really brings like electric guitars and stuff like right to the forefront, and it's really enjoyable. I actually really like these. I'm not being paid to say that. These were sent for free. I just think these were, a really good set. I I will say this though. Notice on the BA how it's blank there, blank there, blank there, and blank there. This company had some issues early on where they got the wrong BAs for these, the wrong drivers. So there's a lot of differing opinions and different graphs out there on these. I don't know if I got the correct BA or not. All I can say is the set I got, I really enjoy. Hopefully, if you decide to order these, you'll enjoy them too. But I make no guarantees. But yeah, there you go. I like these. So, peace out.